Welcome to the deep dive. Today we are at the very end of Stephen Kumalo's journey in Johannesburg, covering the final emotional climax.
Right. And our mission here is to really get into the core tension of these last chapters. You have this huge systemic failure of the law
Hmm.
set against these small but incredibly powerful acts of personal morality. We start right before the verdict when they're trying to hide that newspaper headline from Kumalo.
Yeah, that another murder tragedy headline. And it's not just Kumalo.
Yeah.
Everyone is sort of grasping. You see it in Gertrude for a second.
Oh, absolutely.
She has that brief, tearful moment where she thinks maybe she'll become a nun.
Yeah.
It's this idea of a radical escape, but you can already feel how fragile that is.
And that fragility is it's immediately shattered by what happens in the courtroom. The judge delivers the verdict.
The one we all knew was coming.
Exactly. Absalom Kumalo is found guilty of murder, sentenced to hang. And crucially, the judge makes it very clear. No recommendation for mercy.
And the reasoning for that is such a commentary on the legal system itself, isn't it? The defense argued he didn't intend to kill.
Right.
But the court just sidesteps that. It basically says, look, he had a loaded gun, there was an iron bar. The intent is inferred from the weapons. That's it.
And at the same time, you see the unevenness of it all. Absalom is condemned on an inference, but his co-accused, they're discharged.
They walk free.
They walk free. Because the identification of one wasn't certain and their guilt just wasn't, quote, established. It's this incredible double standard.
And the judge practically admits the whole thing is broken. He says the society that made the law is defective and unjust, but he still has to enforce it.
He's trapped in it, too. And after that, the story just pivots to these intensely personal moments. One betrayal after another, but also these acts of grace.
First, the wedding in the prison chapel. Just a small, sad ceremony so the child will have a family, a name. And Absalom's final requests are so small.
The post office book with just a few pounds.
Yeah, and asking to name the boy Peter. It's just devastating.
But then you have the peak of personal cruelty. When Kumalo goes to his brother, John,
Oh, that scene is brutal.
he tries to warn him, right?
Right.
He hints that a friend might be a spy, that John's in danger. And John's reaction is just pure rage and fear.
He shouts, "Out of my shop!" and
Yeah.
literally locks the door on his own brothers. The final cut, the family is just severed.
But immediately after that complete betrayal, you get this moment of what I can only call radical grace from Simangu.
It's beautiful.
He's retiring, giving up all his possessions to join a religious community. And he gives Kumalo his entire life savings. He says he's never had a pleasure like this one.
In the face of all that systemic and personal failure, he just chooses compassion. Total compassion.
And then, like always, the city delivers one last shock.
And Gertrude.
Just before the train leaves, she's gone. She vanishes overnight, leaves her son, leaves everything. The fear that she was too weak to stay, it came true.
So Kumalo finally goes home. And the journey itself, the landscape, it just mirrors his grief,
It does. No, Chinny, the beloved country is suffering. There's a drought. The soil is sick almost beyond healing. It's just desolate.
Yet, despite all that, the welcome he receives from his community is this incredible healing moment. They just pour out of their huts, singing. They're just so happy he's home.
And this leads to that final, quiet, theological thought. His friend says that Christ suffered, not to save us from suffering,
Right.
but to teach us how to bear it, that life is suffering. And accepting that allows Kumalo to find a kind of joy again, to affirm his faith even in his grief.
So we're left with this picture of a society where the law and mercy are in total conflict. The system has failed.
Completely. But these intensely personal acts, Misimangu's gift, the community's welcome, they persist. They seem to be the only source of repair.
And this really forces you to ask, in a world with so much systemic injustice and personal sorrow, where does healing actually come from? Is it policy, the politics? Or is it found in that radical one-on-one compassion? We leave Kumalo kneeling in the dry earth praying.